Good morning, my friends. Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. In today's episode, we continue the coverage of Gabby Petito. There has been some new developments around the August 12th incident. And so I want to update you on that second body cam footage that has been released, and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you, and then we're going to dive into it a little bit and a little more updates that have been going on over the last 48 hours. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today. If you are a fan of following true crime, or you like to go deep in true crime and see what has occurred and all the little bits and pieces that go with it, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, my friend, because my goal is to always keep you updated and give you all the facts as they come in, as we know them, and do my best to keep you updated on what's going on out there in this world. And so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back in less than 10 seconds. Welcome back, my friends. If you've heard over the last 24 hours, there has been some new developments around the Gabby Petito case. And so let's listen in a little bit to the second body cam footage that was just released in the last 24 hours, or roughly.
How's it going?
How are we doing?
Good. Hey, we got a call about a male hitting a female and the two of them getting in this vehicle and taking off.
So I don't want to try and defend myself by saying anything here, but I pushed her away. She gets really worked up, and when she does, she swings, and she had her cell phone in her hand. So I was just trying to push her away. But Gabrielle, you're talking about fiancé, right? What's that?
For Field Page Medical, and let us know if we need to head that way. It's nothing more pressing than it's supposed to here. It's 10:14 at this point. They're going to get there before I can get there, as far as being in traffic. It's just going to be quicker to get there.
Where's she at? Exactly.
He dealt with her. I don't know where he put her.
Got some marks on this chin and his right eye.
Is she in my car?
Yes.
This isn't my car. Oh, she is in here.
So we got to lock in.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? My name's Eric. I'm with Moab Police. What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, how old are you?
I'm 22.
What happened? What's going on?
I'm just having a very stressed morning.
Yeah. Is this your husband or boyfriend?
My fiance.
Fiance? Is he a pretty good guy?
Yeah.
What happened over at Moonflower?
Well, I was just really stressed this morning trying to get a lot of work done, and I was apologizing to him. I had thrown a bunch of stuff in the back, and all our bags are back there. I was just apologizing. I was like, I'm sorry that I get so stressed out because I have OCD, and I was just like organizing something. Sometimes I just have a mean attitude, but I'm not trying to be mean about straightening things up and stuff. So I was just apologizing, but I guess I said it in like a mean tone, and he got really frustrated with me, and he locked me out of the car and told me to go take a breather. But I didn't want to take a breather because I wanted to get going. We're out of water.
So it kind of made you more upset.
Yeah,
It didn't help calm you, it made you more upset.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
And so our goal was to come here and come refill our water.
Are you guys living out of the van right now? On travels?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just really.
So what happened after he locked you out? I told you to take a breather.
Well, he walked away to go take his own breather, but I wanted to sit in the car because all my stuff was in the car. I had none of my bags. And I was working on something at the moment in the car, and he told me to just relax for a second, and I didn't want to relax, so I got really mad. And
on your cheek here. Looks like did you get hit in the face? Kind of looks like something like hit you in the face. And then over on your arm, shoulder, right here. That's new, huh? It's kind of a new mark.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Can I see the other side of your face? So, what happened here and here?
I'm not sure. It was a. It happened really fast. I was just trying to get in the back of the car and his backpack was on the back. And it got me.
So the backpack got you? So there's two people that came to us and told us that they saw him hit you. There's two people saying that they saw him punch you. We're just independent witnesses by Moonflower.
Well, to be honest, I definitely hit him first.
Where'd you hit him?
I slapped him in the face.
You slapped him first? And then just on his face?
He kept telling me to shut up.
How many times did you slap him?
Just a couple.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
Grab my arm so I wouldn't slap him.
He just grabbed you?
Yeah.
Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, and then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth if he actually hit you. Because you know.
I guess, yeah, but I hit him first.
Where did he hit you? Don't worry, just be honest.
He grabbed my face. It's like, I guess. He didn't hit me in the face. Like he didn't punch me in the face or anything.
Did he slap your face or what?
Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why it looks. I definitely have a cut right here. It's like a peel it.
Yeah.
When you touch it, it burns. But
okay. So has he been drinking?
no, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb.
I
While you're driving?
Well, he was driving.
While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Well, not a lot, but yeah.
And that was distracting him while he's driving?
Sorry
Not
about
only
that,
for
my
like a second,
friends.
only because I
Sometimes it
saw
just
him. I saw the
automatically
light
opens
come on,
that
and I kind of
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it. She
so
was hyperventilating.
She's
a little
saying that
bit.
they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up,
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
I was yelling at him, and then when you
And-
turned your lights on, I kind of punched her arm like there's an
so
idiot.
she's saying was why he hit the curb. You said it was Gabby? I'm sorry, I'm really bad. His name was Gabby?
Yeah.
You okay, Gabby? Do you have medication for anxiety you take or anything? Do you take any medication for any
I just do yoga and
try to meditate stuff? But you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name?
OCD.
Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot because I have a lot of anxiety and he definitely has anxiety too.
Oh, that could be a bad combo if you both have anxiety. You know, I have anxiety too, and you know, my girlfriend, my girlfriend's really, really calm, and she has a way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife, that's why she's my ex-wife. I'm just sharing. I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety and it would spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're not here to be mean to
Never
you or
happened
anything.
before.
Well, you know, there's a first time and then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab him?
You want to come stand in the shade? It's freaking hot.
Man.
Yeah, I know the struggle.
There you have it. That's a little snippet of the actual video. And so now we're left with what could have been done differently. And that's probably what a lot is coming out of this as more of this footage has been released, is what could have been done differently. And I'm sure we're all in agreement in there.
So
How
you don't
could
drink
this
anything?
have been handled differently?
So you were talking to these
And
officers,
so-
I don't mean to butt in, I just felt kind of bad for you. Maybe even if you stand here, you'll have more shit.
Heard. And so now there's, you heard some of her side, and to watch him laughing in this like it's no big deal, they're more asking, towards the end, they're more asking what is like basically his side, and they're saying that, you know, we don't want to take her into jail because of the witness accounts and what he's saying has occurred. And so you can only imagine what could have been done differently. And I'm uploading the full video footage now to my channel. I tried to upload it earlier. It's taken forever. So it's still the process that I go through, it's still uploading. It takes a little bit of time there. So you'll be able to watch the full body cam footage of that. And so we're left with things that are unanswered, that will continue to be unanswered questions, right? I mean, like, we don't even know, like, she admits to hitting him. The witness it says that they saw male slapping female, male hitting female. And so, but on this video, they're more like, we're going to take, like, making it sound like she's the one that's in trouble. And so that's where I find it pretty interesting on who's at fault on this. What could the police have done differently as well? And that's where I'm left, like, that's why they're under investigation. But so far, it doesn't look like the police mishandled this by any means, from what many are saying. And so a witness described the pair before the police arrived as sort of squabbling over a phone. We all know they were fighting over a phone and striking each other, kind of like two kids fighting. And because it sounded like it was more like emotional outbursts, I'm not getting my way type stuff. And so that's why they're like, the police here are even like, they're not even too sure how to handle this, right? They don't want to take her to jail. Then she's being told she's going to have a court appearance, and she just has to jump on virtually and for this court appearance. I mean, like, it's really weird how this whole thing breaks out. From the side of the authorities, they didn't know how to handle this. They didn't want to take her into jail. They didn't want to do any of that stuff. And so now they're investigating the death of Petito because they can't find this dude anywhere. Like, I mean, the parents have released a statement. Brian Laundrie's family released a statement saying, we have nothing to do with his disappearance. We didn't help him get away or anything like that. And so the search for Laundrie continues. And truth is, even though this footage may show her a little at fault, nothing can warrant what has occurred. My guess is he lost his cool and his emotions got the best of him. Maybe they had another incident where she was hitting him softly. I mean, she can't hurt him. She literally can't hurt him unless she's using tools or some type of weapon to hurt him, right? She can't do much to him. And so now the search continues, and now you have Dog the Bounty Hunter trying to find him every which way, and he thinks he's saying he's getting a lot of tips. Dog the Bounty Hunter is saying he's getting a lot of tips that he is not sharing with the police. And so the search for him continues. And so let me make this clear, because as of this time, Laundrie, they're not saying that he is responsible for her death. We can all speculate that it's obvious he did something. And with her being dead and him on the run, it's because he has something to hide. So though authorities can't really say he's wanted for the death of Petito, right now he's just a person of interest. And so right now he's just a person of interest, and they don't know where he's at, so they could. Now there is a federal warrant for his arrest, which accuses him of illegally using another person's debit card and PIN number, but they haven't said it's her Capital One debit card. They haven't come out and said anything about that. And so, you know, in reference to this August 12th incident, because we all know he returned September 1st without her. And her family reported her missing 10 days later. And so the police interaction began with a call from a witness who told dispatch he wanted to report a domestic dispute involving a couple who drove away in a white van. The white van, and they said there was a ladder on the passenger side and the back, and that's how they even gave the license plate. They saw something that looked out of the ordinary, and they did call it in like a good Samaritan should and would, as they did. And so the caller stated, "We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl. Then we stopped. They ran off and they ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off." Now, when they do pull them over, as you can see some of the testimony from Gabby herself. Now, they saw marks on her. They saw marks on her face. And so the police located the van and pulled the couple over after the vehicle exceeded the speed limit. They were going to pull him over anyway because of the eyewitness testimony about a man hitting a woman. And so that's what came out. And so then you have the account of the Moab officer, Eric Pratt. And you can see, as I was sharing, the officer walked up to the passenger side of the vehicle where a crying Petito told him. Now, Eric Pratt, this is part of the first raw camera, the webcam, the body cam footage. That was the first one that was released. And so right away, she says, "We've just been fighting this morning personal issues." And that's according to the body cam footage of the first one. And so now video shows more of the conversation between Petito and the police. And so this new footage shows more details between the Moab police officers, Petito and Laundrie, after they have stopped and were pulled over. And so, it's just a matter of, okay, what happened? And so you can hear Pratt asking Petito, "You slapped him first and just on his face?" And Pratt can be heard asking Petito, "Well, he kept telling me to shut up." That's what Petito responds. That Laundrie kept telling her to shut up. And he asks her, "Did he hit you though?" I mean, and this is his words, "It's okay if you're saying you hit him, and then I understand if he hit you. But we want to know the truth if he actually hit you. Because Pratt says." And she says, I guess, yeah, but I hit him first." That's Petito's response. And then the officer then asked her where he hit her, encouraging her to be honest. And then she says, "Well, he grabbed my face," and these are her words, I guess, "he didn't hit me in the face. He didn't punch me in the face or anything." And Pratt asked, "Did he slap your face or what?" And she continues and says, "Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's what it looks. Definitely I was cut right here," and she points to her cheek, "because I can feel it. When I touch it, it burns." That's obviously because of a little scratch, right? That's going to burn, especially if it's fresh on there. And at one point, Petito's asking, the responding officers not to separate her from Laundrie, saying, "We're a team. Please, it's going to give me so much anxiety. Can we just have like a driving ticket. She's trying to almost, it sounds like she's trying to cover for both. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want him to get in trouble. Same thing for him. I heard him say, Brian Laundrie say as well, we're a team, right? And he didn't want anything to happen to her. It's almost like they kind of rehearsed that, but my guess is they caught them at emotional time. They probably didn't even have time to rehearse this, right? They probably didn't know that someone was going to be calling after seeing the fight outside the Moonflower. And so, you know, Petito crying and you know, she's really emotional. She offers to pay any ticket instead of involving charges, you know, and Pratt, the officer, tells her to try to calm down, offering to call his supervisor to see if the supervisor can tell me something I'm missing to make this not happen. So Eric Pratt is actually also is the second responding, the webcam dude here. And so you can see Brian Laundrie himself has minor visible scratches on his face and right arm, but had no fear for his safety. He said he was not in fear of his safety at all. And he did not exhibit any indicators that he may be a victim of any battery from her or any like boyfriend being beaten up type syndrome or anything like that. And so he was assessed to be at low risk of danger, you know, and not in any harm's way of being with her. And so you can hear there where Gabby refers to him as fiancé, meaning these are her words, we're engaged. And so, you know, ultimately no charges were filed, and at an officer's suggestion, the couple separated for the night, with Laundrie staying at a hotel and Petito taking the van. And it was a big toss-up because he's like, I don't know what to do. Brian Laundrie's like, we don't know anyone here. I can't stay with anyone, and we don't really have money for a hotel. But he found money somehow. We don't know at this time where the money came from. But, you know, so it's just a matter of, could more have been done? And you can see right here, this is where they're telling him what is possible. Let's hear this for a little bit.
Give us discretion on is charges when it comes to a domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners, and you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and that you received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to you striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we could do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay, but it also says we have to separate, do a no contact order, and then we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And there's a little problem here is you guys live out of Florida, living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she?
Yeah, a 22-year-old
female in jail that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. We got to treat it the same.
Yeah, no.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she can not go to jail and be separated, do you have friends in town? Somewhere she can stay? Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can
go to jail?
You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to get with her again tomorrow,
I'm gonna take the radio.
if you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so our office is closed, so you can go to the police department, fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order, so you guys can still be together. But she's gonna have a court date online in a week or two. She's gonna have to show up for her court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, if that's your decision.
Anyway, I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. It's just a little squabble. I'm sorry that I had to get so public.
Stuff happens.
So I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of it. So
if you want her back, well, she'll get a paper with a court date. Okay?
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. The first is just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charge that's been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no? The answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, like, I know she's 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy, and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to follow the statute. How, like, we're in the interest of you, of justice for you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute her, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away if she behaves from now on. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online, so you don't have. So if you're out of town, so here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into our court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball and go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we're a team. Me and her are a team. I'm sorry about all this. I apologize again. But so she's got her online court date just to acknowledge that she's hurt, and then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now there is something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
From this point forward until tomorrow.
We're going to turn now to a case making national headlines tonight. New video now emerging in this urgent search for missing Florida woman Gabby Petito, disappearing on a cross-country trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. Tonight, that newly released police body cam video showing the couple in Utah in the days before she vanished, after an incident between them that prompted a call to 911. The boyfriend is a person of interest in the case. He's not spoken with authorities, but tonight his sister breaking her silence to ABC News. Here's Victor.
And then that gives you time to get a protective order, a long-term one, if you feel like you need one. But it sounds like you don't even want this one.
So you can hear that they're giving him some options on what to do, what can they do, and he's trying not to have her be in trouble either, you know, at that moment. And he says we're a team, and she says we're a team, and so it's just a matter of like, okay, what is going on? And the question will continue, could Moab Police Department do more? In hindsight, you wish they did, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. But when you're watching this, they tried to be as fair for both parties from the information they were given, except the only thing that makes this weird is that the witness says male hitting female. And right there tells me that maybe something should have been done a little more because of that, right? Because of that, I feel like more should have been done. And so let's talk about Laundrie and his return from home. And so something weird has occurred in that as well with the family. Okay, there were some camping reservations that was booked for 2 people. And then it was changed to 3 people. And so, you know, again, as we're learning more of this, but why would there some camping reservations that were changed right before Laundrie returned home? That to me is kind of weird. So Laundrie's mother, her name is Roberta Laundrie, made a camping reservation at Fort DeSoto Park for the first weekend of September, only to change it to a later date and add a 3rd person. I don't understand that. So the original dates reserved at the park were for September 1st through the 3rd for 2 people. Now we know that Brian returned home on September 1st. And so the reservation was made on August 24th, but then canceled on August 31st. Almost like Roberta knew something and made some changes. Because as far as we can tell, Gabby is deceased as of August 27th. That might be the day that she was killed, because that was the last day that anyone knows anything, and that was when the big fight occurred outside of the Miggly Wiggly or Piglet Wiglet or some Merry Piglet restaurant. And so And this tip most likely comes because of the tips that Dog was getting. And as I mentioned earlier, Dog is getting a lot of tips that he's not sharing with anyone. And so records show that a reservation was made by Roberta on September 3rd, 2 days after her son returned home. Maybe trying to cover tracks. I don't know. And the reservation was set to begin on September 6th for 3 people at Fort DeSoto Park, which is about 75 miles away from the family's home. Now, this comes after Dog has shared this, okay? And this is where he probably got, because he mentioned 2 dates, and then it was down to 1 date. So it sounds like there was 2 dates, but it was changed to the second date. And so, according to Brian Laundrie's attorney, Stephen Bertolino, he confirmed to CNN that the family went camping at that time, adding that the family left together. Because according to Dog, only 2 people left, 3 people went in. So, that's interesting on its own. And so, Bertolino said that he did not have details on DeSoto Park reservations other than the family did not go on September 1st through the 3rd, but went on September 6th and the 7th instead. So we don't know. So what they've also found out was that on September 4th, Laundrie purchased a cell phone at an AT&T store in Northport, and it was like a burner phone. And so, according to the attorney, the phone was not a burner phone and that it required the opening of an account, adding Laundrie left that phone at home. So this is where it's so confusing on multiple ways. And so the FBI does have that phone now, but it is unclear when did he have that phone? Did he purchase a different phone? Is there a burner phone involved? And so that also is, and as I continue to mention, we're going to continue to find out a lot about this story. And so, as we know, the FBI continues to visit the home of Brian Laundrie because of this ongoing search. And so they visited the home again on Thursday afternoon, which was yesterday, and they arrived there looking for some type of way to link him to a particular campground. Okay, they're trying to see if, and this is according to Laundrie's attorney. Remember, according to the Laundrie attorney, the FBI is at the Laundrie home today to collect some personal items belonging to Brian that will assist the K-9s in their search for Brian. So he's making it sound like the Laundries want the FBI to find their son. They're acting like he's missing. He's not missing, my friends. Roberta knows that. Somewhere along the lines of this camping trip, while they know that everyone is like, where is Gabby? The family is reaching out to them left and right. Where is Gabby? Where is Gabby? Where is Gabby? They're out camping. They're out camping for a reason. Because he knew it was just a matter of time before the hunt will begin. And he better make his way out of there. And so we'll see what, if anything develops out of that. But they continue to visit the Laundrie home for more evidence. And so we don't know where he's at. But the fact that they have a record of him purchasing a phone at AT&T and around those dates, So let's talk about the timeline of Brian Laundrie. On September 1st, he returned from the cross-country trip without Petito. And I like what one sheriff says. When he returns home in Gabby's van without Gabby herself, he should have been held. He should have been held right there because he has property that belongs to Gabby. He has property that belongs to Gabby. That right there should have been a reason to hold him. That's according to one of the sheriffs that's like, he should have been held at that moment. When he returns, nowhere to be found. They should have had him in custody to talk to him. They should have forced it. Hey, you're in possession of a missing woman's property. We want to talk to you. That right there, I appreciate that from the sheriff. This is why I love doing this stuff, because there's so many little bits and pieces that should have been thought of. That should have been one of them, I think. And I have to agree. Again, I'm going off of what the sheriff is in Florida is saying, that they should have had him. So September 6th through the 8th, now that this has come about, the Laundrie family stayed at Fort DeSoto campground, about 75 miles from their home. And so Roberta Laundrie, the mom, checked in at a waterfront site on these dates. And this is according to the campground check-in, so they have record of this. Brian's attorney said Brian and his family were at the campground September 6th through the 7th, and that they left the campground together. And that's where some discrepancies are, because Dog says only 2 left. Okay, who do you believe? Now, the weekend of September 10th, this was the last weekend that a neighbor of the Laundries, Karen Eberts, I reported on this previously, says she saw Brian Laundrie at the home. September 11th, Gabby's family reports her missing after not being able to get in touch with her, after not being able to get in touch with Brian, his family, or anyone. And, Northport authorities go to Laundrie's home that night and ask to speak with him and his family. They're essentially just handed a business card and says, talk to my attorney. Just like that. Pretty much, and says goodbye. Barely probably says goodbye. Now, September 14th through the 17th, Laundrie's parents have said they last saw him leaving their home with a backpack on September 14th. And that he said he was going to a nearby sprawling nature reserve, according to the police. The parents told police this on September 17th, 3 days after he allegedly left. Now, and this timeline is critical. They need to trace this, because on September 19th, Petito's remains are found in Wyoming's Teton National Forest. And a coroner later made an initial ruling that her death was a homicide. And so that's when we find out more. Interesting that he goes missing so closely before this is found, because he knew they were going to find more information. And so, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Laundrie family never assisted in helping find Gabby Petito. Why? Because they knew something was wrong. They knew there was something wrong with this whole picture. They knew. They knew there was something wrong with this whole picture. And that's why it remains to be seen on what will happen after this. And if you notice, let me rewind. This is something that I truly appreciate. I want to see, and you can see here, let's see if I can find the actual spot. So if you look a bit, you can see the tattoos. I reported on this about the family getting the tattoos, and the mom got it exactly like she has it. You can see on her right arm, "Let It Be" tattoo and the wave. And on the left arm, she has the flower and, let's see if I can see it. You can see the word, and you know this after the fact because of all the close-ups, but The word believe is also on her left forearm. You can see the tattoo a little bit. And her family all got the tattoos. They all got the tattoos. Let me take that back. The mom and the stepmom got the tattoos on both arms. The same arms that she's got, the stepmom and the mother has the tattoo on both of them. And that's where that really grabs my heart. Really, really grabs my heart. And so, you know, back to the FBI, they're getting items to assist with the canines to find his smell, to get the smell. Canines are really great about getting that smell. And so, you know, I will definitely keep us updated and with everything that's going on, but that's mostly the latest, and I wanted to share that. Dog the Bounty Hunter sharing that he's getting many tips and not sharing it with the police. Well, you know, some people prefer not to be handled with the police because they're afraid they're going to be, you know, maybe they got some baggage they don't need to be coming up or something. And so, So, according to Dog, he's getting about 20% of all the leads that he has coming in. Now, if you have any tips and you want to reach out to the Dog, 833-TELL-DOG, the hotline. And he says he's receiving positive tips. So hopefully it continues to be positive tips, right? That's my hope as well. And so every day new developments seem to be continuing to come out. And so even before Gabby Petito went missing or was reported missing, police called to Laundrie home twice the day before she's reported missing. So why wasn't it then that they said our son is missing? Or was that about the same time, September 19th? Yeah, because he was missing before that. Interesting. So Florida cops have been called to Brian Laundrie's home dozens of times in recent weeks, including twice the day before Gabby was reported missing. Okay? The calls are an indication of the chaos that has descended on the Northport property over Chris and Roberta Laundrie's fugitive son. He is a fugitive because he is wanted, but not because of the death of Gabby yet. And so Northport police responded to the Laundrie home 46 times since September 10th. Now, September 11th is when she was reported missing. So September 10th, this is the day before Petito was reported missing by her mother. Now, 5 calls made September 10th and 11th suggests there's some turbulence at the house before Petito's disappearance and before it made national headlines. And, you know, the police first responded on September 10th on a public service call. And then they returned again with, you know, both calls marked as problem settled. No one really knows what the problem is. And that was probably because Joe Petito just showed up at the home. He did not go into the home, but he was expressing concern over his daughter because no one's given answers. So they called the police on Joe Petito? Wow. Wow. And so cops returned shortly after 1 and 4:30 September 11th for follow-up calls and an agency assist call. So most of the calls came after September 12th and include routine checks on the property, with most of them, you know, reported problem settled. So there's been a bunch of calls. Now, even when Dog the Bounty Hunter knocked on there, a phone call was sent to the police. And so, my friends, we'll have to see what comes about. And hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully we get some answers. So, yeah, and you know, with this body cam footage, Gabby did tell the cops that Brian assaulted her. She did say it. Why wasn't more done then, right? Because, I mean, the caller said man slapping her, right? And so, and the police says, did he hit you though? I guess, yeah, you know, but I hit him first. Where did he hit you? Don't worry, just be honest. He didn't like hit me in the face. You know, he didn't like punch me in the face. Did he slap you in your face or what? Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why it looks. I definitely have a cut right here, meaning that he hit her. So, could more have been done? Could more have been done? That's the question. Could more have been done? That's the question I keep asking myself. Could more have been done? You can see by the body cam lots of motion. Question is, could more have been done? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know, MP, if you're still on. I'm not too sure what you're saying. We are live right now. Not too sure what you're referring to, so my apologies on there. I'd like to hit on that. Melissa, I agree with you. I hope they find him alive. I definitely hope they find him alive as well. I am live. Yes, MP. I'm not too sure. Hopefully you guys can hear me, but Moab paid for the hotel. Nadia says Moab paid for the hotel. That's interesting there. That's interesting. That was my thought process too, because you can hear in the video that he says, we don't really have the money for that. Like, your trip wasn't even almost over and you guys were running out of money? That's interesting. And so, Melissa, I agree with you. He needs to rot in prison. I totally agree with you on that. He needs to rot. And this is where I'm frustrated with it all, because he needs to rot. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you on that. So it remains to be seen, will it be will he rot? Will they get caught? Good morning, Rebecca. So I'm definitely live if you're asking if I'm live, because I'm definitely live at this moment as your live feeds are coming through. So Not You says they were both at fault the day they were stopped. It definitely sounds like that. It definitely sounds like that. MP, I am live. I am live. Yes, I'm not too sure what you're asking there, but I am live as it gets right now. And Nadia sharing Moab paid for it. Interesting. I will. Thank you, Rebecca. I am very live right now. So I'm not too sure why you guys think this is pre-recorded. That's kind of funny though. Thank you for the laugh. And Melissa, this is what I want. I hope they find him alive as well. He needs to rot in prison for years. I totally agree. And this is why I hope they find him alive, so they can make him pay, so he can be held accountable. Thank you, my friends, for joining me this morning. I will upload the actual footage, and you guys can watch the whole footage of the actual body cam. And so I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me this morning. Enjoy your cup of coffee if you're a coffee drinker and it's nice and early for you. But I'm live right now, my friends, and thank you for being on here. I hope you have a tremendous day. And if you're a fan, if you're a believer and you pray, please pray that we find this coward alive. Please pray and we'll find this alive. So MP, yeah, honestly, I didn't see the comments coming in. And when I went here, I was like, oh, I got all these comments, so let me reply. But yeah, I'm as live as it gets, my friend. Thank you so much. We waited for you. And I'll work on being a little more timely on that, my friend. I'll definitely work on that. And my friend, thank you so much for being here live with me. I'm as live as it gets, but thank you. Yep, I do know what you're talking about. I'm not a fan of acting like you're live when you're really not live. You'll never see me do that. Maybe webinars if I'm training or something, but I won't do a live video, a pre-recorded as a live. That's just wrong. Especially when I want to interact with people that are following. My friends, give this a thumbs up if you got some value. That way more people can see this, because at the end of the day, more eyeballs need to be looking for Brian. And hey, I want to keep you updated on things that are going on out there. Please smash that subscribe button. That way we know to share and share and share. And I just want you guys to get all the facts. I'm Manny Rodriguez, and I look forward to serving you guys again. Peace. Have a great day. Go out there and put some smiles on.